All right, well, hello everybody. This is the first of the video updates I've been promising you. And I have sitting next to me a young man that I'm going to be discipling this year, a good friend of mine that I've known for a while. His name is Wes Radcliffe. He's also going to be leading the community group that I'm a part of. And so I'm going to ask him a few questions so you guys can know a little bit more about what's going on with Campus Crusade here at UF. I'm going to turn the camera towards him. Hello, Wesley. Say hello.
How's it going?
Um, so, Wes, can you tell kind of my supporters a little bit about Campus Crusade here at UF and kind of what it's meant to you during your time as a student here?
Well, yeah, certainly. First of all, to me, like Crusade, or like Crew as we call it, has been much more to me a movement than it has been a ministry. Because like a ministry is kind of something I went to as a kid, and like you went a couple times a week and you worship God and kind of this and that. But I feel like a movement, kind of like what we have going on, is something that is unpredictable and is kind of like everywhere. A lot of people involved, kind of doing a lot of different things to for a common purpose. And I just really feel like since we have one gospel to share, which for every believer in the world has the responsibility to share this gospel. I just feel like Crew is a great outlet and kind of like a formed kind of organization that can help make that possible. Everything from like the staff to the worship services to everything, and people discipling you just gives you just a great ability to be trained in how to share the gospel and try to glorify God pretty much in everything you do.
All right, so Wes, you've been around for a while. You're a senior this year, and kind of what, in your estimation, why does University of Florida and college campuses in particular, why is there a need for there to be staff people? Why is there a need for people like me to come back after we've already graduated to work with college students in ministry here?
Well, like Crusades kind of has this saying that's that the movement on campus is supposed to be staff directed and student led, meaning that the students are the ones with pretty much the most influence because they're in the classes with the students that need to be reached, and just they have the biggest ability and like access to other students that for an effective ministry. But even though we might have all this passion and this ability to influence people, a lot of times we don't have like the training or understanding that's necessary, and that's where the staff is very key. Most staff people are discipling multiple people, kind of like Chris is discipling me, and they're checking in with us and giving us the training, be it through the weekly meetings or other times like discipleship times, to just give us like education on evangelism and the Bible and things that will help us be effective. Because staff, to get where they are as staff, have been through training of this sort, and it's knowledge that we don't possess and we need passed on to them. And they are also there for us, that if we're having a hard time with something, we're having a hard time being effective, or like we can tell them about the situation, they'll be like, well, if you tried this, look at this, and they just help evaluate the movement in general. Not that it's all about numbers, but just helping kind of understand, kind of looking at things that have happened in the past semester or year, be like, okay, well, what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong? They're kind of good to kind of look from a distance also, even though they're involved with us, to also be able to kind of be detached enough to step back from distance and see the things that we might not be able to see, and maybe where we're effective or where we're really dropping the ball in effectiveness.
Yeah, and I've found this in kind of my experience, is that students come out of youth groups and out of high school, and they're not really equipped to do ministry in a kind of a hard environment like a college campus where there's so many different opinions. Have you found that a lot?
Yeah, I have found that to be the case. Because in youth group, you usually have one pastor, and he's telling you, to share God with your friends, and he's not much involved past that. And sometimes for high school, that's okay, because usually, kids are young, and kind of it's a little bit of an easier field in my opinion. But when you get to college, so many people a lot of times either have their minds made up about spirituality, or even if they haven't, they're just very intellectual and they've heard of a lot of viewpoints, and they're going to have a lot of questions, and a lot of times there are a lot of deep intellectual or spiritual metaphysical questions, a lot of stuff. And staff has training that can help benefit students like me. If I don't know, how to respond to someone, I can talk to them and they can give me some good pointers. So my college campus really, the environment really does demand that there be someone kind of helping us along through kind of ways to evangelize with people.
Yeah. So I was there, and so were a lot of other people there at our first kickoff meeting this past Thursday, just 2 days ago. Talk a little bit about that. How was that? I've never been to a Crusade meeting kind of like that. What was that like for you?
The funny thing is, I just could not believe like the number of people there. I'll say first of all, like usually our meetings in the room we meet probably seats about, I guess, would you say 200, maybe a little more?
Probably closer to 400.
Okay, probably closer to 400. Wow, that's awesome. Usually we'll have the seats like the bottom row, like because it kind of has this little balcony area. Usually the whole bottom area will be filled, and then maybe a couple people in the top balcony. But every seat was packed, and pretty much every square foot of the aisles people were sitting in. It was just completely packed out. There were so many people there, and it was just amazing for me to see. Like, I don't know all these people, whether they're freshmen looking to get plugged in and they're already Christians trying to get plugged into an organization on campus, or people that have no idea about God and are just curious. It was just amazing seeing that. I don't know where these people are coming from, but they're here, to learn. And Jimmy, our campus director, that spoke that night, just gave such an excellent, straightforward talk about Jesus being the issue in our lives, and he's saying that he's like everything that we live for, and he's everything that matters. And talking to people that were Christians to make Jesus the issue in their life, as far as the most important. And if a person was not a Christian, there, he's saying that letting them know that Jesus is the issue in our lives, and to search for the answers about him on their own personal level. And it's just such an accessible talk, just talking about how much Jesus is important to us and how we want to make him important to other people.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, thanks, Wes. Thanks for your time. And hopefully we'll be doing some more of these. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope this gave you a little bit better vision from a student's perspective of what's going on here at UF. All right. Have a great day. Bye.